Hi there, this is Artemistic Kate. I want to thank you for joining me for another one of my Prima Marketing Watercolor Confections and Watercolor Coloring book videos for my series that I'm doing about painting with chronic pain and mental health concerns, autoimmune disease, trying to find ways to make things a little bit easier through art therapy, color therapy, and relaxation. So you can see I'm opening my paints. They're the Watercolor Prima Marketing Watercolor Confections, and it's a great little tin that it comes in. It even has a little ring to hold on to it if you're out in the field or just wanting to hold the palette in your hand. So I'm going to get those set up. You'll notice another set of hands. This is my precious daughter, Ivy, joining me for the painting today. I just thought this was a great message to do with her. It says, "With you, I am home." And I love her very much, and she sure does brighten my spirits, and it's just a special thing for anyone that has a daughter, how special it is. So she's going to be painting with me today, and I am recording this separately, and I just want to be able to talk a little bit more today about a couple things that have been on my mind, and I thought maybe I could share those with all of you that might watch this. So first of all, I'll say I'm still loving these paints. I've been painting a few things with them, and they're just such bold, vibrant colors that go on so rich, but you can also layer them and they have a good transparency. So I've been more than happy with these paints. I haven't seen any chalkiness or anything that you generally see in a lower quality paint. They flow really well together, they mix well together. Yeah, for the price point, I think they're awesome. So if you experience any kind of chronic pain or want to try anything along the lines of art therapy for yourself, and you're a beginning painter and you're just starting with watercolor, this would be a great set to get. If you haven't watched my other videos, it's available on Amazon. I got them on Amazon. I did pay for them myself, so this is my honest opinion on these paints and the watercolor coloring book, which I am just loving having these pre-made images that kind of get your creative juices flowing a little bit. So you may notice it's been over a week since my last video. I had wanted to try to do one a week, and it just hasn't worked out that way for me. And I just want to be honest about that and to make that okay. It's hard for me to try to be consistent, and if you have any kind of health problems, you might understand how and why that is. It's tough when you wake up every day after not sleeping well, and you wake up hurting, you wake up feeling sick, and it just wears you down, and sometimes it's a little bit too much, and then you put the medications on top of it that help. They can help, they have the potential to help, and at the same time they have their own side effects. So you'll notice I've still got my braces on. I'm still kind of struggling with the carpal tunnel. Painting with carpal tunnel is a different sort of experience. If you have pain with your carpal tunnel, I know some people, it's primarily numbness and not so much pain, but unfortunately I've got the high pain levels on mine. So my left wrist is still not really functioning. My left hand is minimal in what it's capable of doing. I will say the new medication that I've started is helping my right wrist some so far. It seems I'm doing a little bit better as far as being able to do a little bit more. So that's going to come in handy with painting. It's a little less painful. I've got a little bit better uh, dexterity in my hand. So anyway, I was so happy to be able to paint this with my daughter Ivy. That just really brightened up my day quite a bit to do that. So if you have the opportunity to try something like this, I just really highly suggest it. Painting by yourself or painting with someone you love. Watercolor is such a relaxing way to paint as long as you're okay with being flexible and just letting the watercolor do what it does. I do want to talk for a little bit about fibromyalgia and trying to encourage yourself if you do have fibromyalgia or something else, anything that it is. Encourage yourself to keep doing the things that you love and to not let it take over. The last week, the last few weeks, the last few months, the last multiple years, they're tough. And a lot of it can feel like just a constant battle to get up and get going and do things and try to keep on living life. Sometimes it just kind of takes that right away from you. So I do my best, and some days are better than others. But when you experience that chronic pain, it just really changes your life. It changes you. It changes what you're capable of doing. So, and it really affects your mind, and that also affects everything in your life. So I think if you're watching this and you come to it searching for art therapy or chronic pain management, chronic stress management, mental health concerns, I think if you've come across it for that, I hope in watching this you can see that you're not alone, and there's someone else out there who's trying to find their way through and find it through helping learn ways to relax and manage it better, because sometimes you can't just make it go away, and it's there every day, and somehow you have to find a way to just keep on going and keep doing the things that you love and keep spending time with the people that you love, and don't let it take over. Don't let it stop you. Some days I feel like I just can't even get up and manage life, and I've been struggling with all of that a bit lately, and I've been newly diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I'm still learning about it. I am not an expert on any of this. I've been dealing with serious health problems for quite a long time now, and getting a diagnosis of fibromyalgia, it leads me to having a lot of questions that there aren't really clear, easy answers for. And it seems like a lot of it is going to be me learning how to manage it better and learning to find how to find my own ways to try to make it better. And diet is very important, and that's something I'm working on. And sometimes I'm great at it, and sometimes I'm not good at all. I think most people can understand that sometimes when you're worn out and exhausted and you're hurting, and you can't just prepare things even the way that you want to. You just kind of grab what's available And one thing I'm trying to do is make what's available much better choices for myself. So, you know, and I've been doing that for quite a while, having healthier food options and snack options, but sometimes that's tough. Right now, I'm trying to work on completely eliminating any kind of sugar, and you know, some people are great at that, but I think a lot of Americans in particular, we really are sucked into the whole sugar deal. So I have heard, though, that with fibromyalgia, and also, if I'm being totally honest, with bipolar, which I have bipolar, if you can eliminate the sugar, it can kind of help you balance things out. And, you know, I think, here's my own opinion here, I feel like sugar has kind of turned into a drug almost for a lot of people, and it kind of sneaks up on you from when you're really young, and you know, it's something that you know you don't need, but you just kind of keep going after. So that's going to be a key critical thing for me, though, is I've really lowered the sugar intake. It's not like I was out of control, but for me, I'm thinking, you know, absolutely no added sugars of any kind in anything, and just doing all whole foods. I think really that's what it comes down to, and I do really great sometimes and other times not so much. So that's part of it too. So other things that are really important are managing your stress. Even if you can't make the stress all go away, learning how to control it. Well, not even control it, but just to accept it and try to find ways to minimize it. So that's something I'm working really hard on right now, and I need that not just for fibromyalgia, not just for autoimmune disease management, not just for any of the other things that I have, like bipolar or PTSD. All of it is all about learning how to manage it better, because you can't just make it go away. And that's something that is tough to deal with sometimes. But getting back to the painting, this is one of my ways of trying to deal with the stress and find a way to just relax and accept what is and move forward and try to just stop letting it have so much power over me. And so I did this little painting with my daughter today, and it brightened up my spirits, and she enjoyed it, and I think we made a lovely little painting together. We're putting in a bit of a sunset here, and just kind of trying to add that feeling to our painting, and we love how it turned out, and I'm going to really enjoy looking at it hanging up on the wall. So this is about it for this video. Thanks so much for listening to my ramblings. If it can help anyone to know that they're not alone and there are ways to try to make it better, or just deal or do something different, I'm really happy if I can help do that. So I'll be making more videos as I can, and I'm not going to guarantee when, but I'll just keep at it and at them when I can and finish out this whole book. If you like the video, please click like and subscribe so you can get a notification of when my next video is coming out. So thanks very much for listening, and find your own ways to manage your stress, reduce it, and do something that you love. Painting, getting outside, whatever it may be. Thanks for watching.